What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Zebec, ZBCN. Shout out to the Zebecians. Here we are. More and more, as the days go by, I'm just growing more and more confident that the low is in. I mean, I'm very confident at this point the low is in. You know, we look at all kinds of things. Even back here, whenever we were starting to accept that we'd go lower, like throughout this range, I was like, it's just weird because with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-legged move, I could see it happening, but the fourth leg doesn't interact with the first leg. It was weird. I remember saying that, but we still went with the data. Things looked bearish statistically speaking, and instead we actually found a double bottom. Beautiful, and that makes a lot more sense from just a chart perspective. It makes a lot of sense. We'd find support here, and they're moving up higher. Love to see it. I highly doubt that we have lower to go. We're just waiting right now. Any lower prices from here are just there to mess with you, or just opportunities to buy lower, because we're about to rip through the freaking roof. We are literally at maximum maturity with this consolidation phase here. Okay, we're at maximum, we're at the pinnacle, and we are about to rip through the freaking roof with it. Okay, Ethereum's about to see new all-time highs. Bitcoin is literally about to see new all-time highs. We still have about $2 billion in shorts to work through. It's crazy. This thing just keeps moving up, man. Phenomenal. I wonder if there's some like bullish news. I wonder. Let's just see here. Bitcoin crypto news. Let's just do that. Bitcoin crypto news. I don't know. 4 hours ago. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. People are talking about October. There's new tax guidance on crypto. Here's why that matters. Maybe I'll have to make a video on that. I don't know. We'll look that up later. Anyways, looking at ZBCN here again. What's good for Bitcoin? What's good for Ethereum is good for ZBCN. It's good for all the baby ducks, right? It's crazy that ZBCN, a $386 million market cap coin, is a baby duck, but it is in this world of crypto. You got a lot of growth to go. You're number 152. I very much believe ZBCN will see the top 100. It'll probably even get to the top 50 at some point throughout this bull market, genuinely. And with that, you should see a market cap that's worth tens of billions of dollars. I wouldn't be surprised at all. You've got a lot of, yes, tens of billions. You're at 386 million right now. A $38 billion market cap gives you a 100x. You've got a lot of potential, man. A lot of potential for growth. 100x from here, that puts you at 41 cents. Could you see? You could even see a 200x. Yeah, you could see more. We'll get into that. That's way a ways away. But looking at the short-term stuff here, we'll build out from there. The 1 hour time frame starting to come alive a little bit. I want to look at this with some volume. Not a lot of volume, but that's okay. You're in this consolidation phase, so I don't hold it against you. 1 hour RSI is looking bullish, right? Living above the 50 predominantly. Since you've been at these low points, you've been living above the 50 more than below. You're getting overbought. You're not getting oversold. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD here is about to cross up too. All bullish things all at once. We love it. 4 hour time frame. Clear uptrend here with higher lows and higher highs, right? Higher lows here, higher highs there. Bouncing off the 50, beautiful, reaching for the overbought zone. What's great about this is each of these movements up have been nice, but you're about to move into the overbought zone. When you get into the overbought zone, that's normally the stronger moves that you see. So I think you're going to produce a stronger move now than you've seen really since like the 22nd of September, which is nice, right? The strongest move you've seen in a week. It might break you out of this overall consolidation phase. And with that, not only do you validate that you found your low, but you validate that we're breaking out of this consolidation phase as a whole and that we're ready to go to new all-time highs, okay? With this, again, this kind of W look that you have here, I would expect that once you get above about $0.0046 right here, when you get right above there, you should see this thing rapidly increase to these prices up here. Once you get above $0.006, you should be rapidly increasing to new all-time highs. So you're setting off a chain reaction here once you get above 0.0046. And I definitely believe that that's what's going to happen. Looking at the 4 hour, stochastics are great, bouncing off the oversold zone. MACD is red, but still bullish overall. I mean, you moved up. Whenever you had bullish momentum building, you moved up. Whenever you had bearish momentum building, you just moved sideways. So I think that the bulls are definitely in control there. Daily time frame. The MACD, this is something that we've seen a lot of cryptos do recently, is that the MACD has kind of rejected the zero, but the rejection's not rejecting. Why can't I click on the right one? Rejecting the zero, but the rejection's not rejecting. You look like you're going to make a second attempt and come right back to the zero and even through it. That'd be my expectation. Building bullish momentum here. You do have bullish divergence, don't you? No, you don't. You don't have bullish divergence, but that's okay. Stochastics look great. Look like they want to build. And the RSI overall, very neutral. But overall, very, very bullish. Right here, very neutral, but you're about to pick a side, right? You've been ping-ponging. We've done this at times where you go from the 40 to the 60 to the oversold zone to the 60 to the 40, whatever, and you pick a side and finally you get overbought. This tells me that not today, not tomorrow, maybe not even the next day, but over the days to come, over the weeks to come, perhaps sometime next week, you'll be in the overbought zone, which would imply then that next week you're really going to get things moving. So all this foolish stuff that we've talked about, breaking above here, that might happen over the coming days. Maybe it happens over the weekend. Maybe it happens very early next week, but it's going to happen soon. Breaking above this might happen either as early as next week or the following week, but next week when we get overbought on the daily RSI, that's what we're projecting, and probably overbought on the stochastics as well. The way I have it drawn here would be like Tuesday or Thursday next week at the current pace, the current rate of growth. That should be when we see this thing really start to take off. And then going into the second and third week of October, we're probably going to be breaking out to new all-time highs. Because again, even though all-time highs are here, your breakout point is right here. You're breaking out, right, of this overall trend. You're breaking out, right? Your breakout point's right here. So by the end of this month, probably the second or third week, we should be at new all-time highs and really rallying. At that point, you should really start to see this thing come to life, moving at a pace that we haven't seen since May. And I very much believe that you're going to pick up the pace. You could very well see a move that's bigger than this move here. And again, going back to that theory that we have of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the Elliott impulsive wave count, if it is a 5-legged wave count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however it looks, however it ends up being, the third leg, which is what we're about to cast off on, right? First leg is the impulse. Second leg is consolidation. Third leg is impulse. Fourth phase is consolidation. Fifth leg is an impulsive wave as well. Typically, in these 5-wave counts, the third or the fifth are the biggest legs. Typically, it's not the first leg. Let me say that again. Typically, the first leg is not the biggest leg, which then implies that whatever move we're about to see will be, statistically speaking, more probabilistically speaking, bigger than this move. And no, this wave does not start here. This wave is consolidation phase. It's a running flat. It's like a bullish running flat is what it looks like. Or if it's not a running flat, it's some kind of consolidation phase, whatever. I thought it was a running flat, but technically it actually doesn't meet those standards, or if it does, it's very, very odd. But anyways, that would take you up to about 3.6 cents. So if wave 3, which is typically the biggest wave, or at least typically bigger than wave 1, if wave 3 was the exact same size as wave 1, we'd be at 3.6 cents, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. High to low here, right above the 2272, that's actually a very common area to find resistance. But if it's bigger than wave 1, you might be running up to the 2618, which is all the way at 4.5 cents. If it's sizably bigger than wave 1, maybe you do, maybe you keep rallying going into November and you're going to see a 6 to 7 cent price. I don't know. As time has gone on, you've consolidated more. I would think that these areas are only more possible as targets than less possible, right? The minimum target we have is 2 cents, and that's in the off chance that wave 3 is shorter than wave 1, which happens. It happens. It's not impossible. It's not that it's not allowed. It's just not common. It's not as common. But sure, 2 cents at a minimum, 4.5 cents at a maximum kind of expected area, 7.7 cents, 6.6 cents itself if we're looking for the Moon Boy targets. All coming in likely by the end of October, if not the beginning weeks of November. It's going to be a very bullish time starting off this Q4, you guys. You're going to have a lot to celebrate here. I very much do believe that ZBCN has some impressive prospects ahead of it. I don't really know what else to say from here. Weekly RSI looks bullish as hell. You're wound up. What you look like is you look like you're wound up and you're ready to go. Stochastics finding support at the same area they did before. Weekly MACD, you crossed red. You've been red since the beginning of September. And what did you do? You just moved sideways. That's bearish momentum building for you. Is doing nothing, just flatlining. You guys, the bears, that's like their heartbeat. The bearish heartbeat has flatlined. They're dead. The bulls are about to wake up. They can smell dead bear meat, and for some reason it wakes them up, and it just makes them think, let's rally this thing all the way through the freaking roof. I don't know. I'm just making up stories to justify the fact that you probably are moving well above 3 cents. I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of this month, not only are you above 3 cents, but you're above 4 cents. Percentage terms. Because as great as that is, people like the percentage terms more. 3.6 cents, that's about a 9x move, okay? If you go to 4.5 cents, which is the maximum kind of target area, it's about a 10.5, 10.6x move. And if you go higher than that, well, la-di-da. You're having a party, aren't you? La-di-da-di, I'm at the party. Anyways, I got nothing else. Name that song if you know it. If you know it, then we can be friends. If not, that's okay. We're still friends. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I very much do expect that ZBCN has... Oh, yeah, let's go over all-time high predictions. I very much do believe that it has higher targets than just these targets in mind as we go later into the cycle. I want to look at a few different fibs, though, put them all on here real quick. Let's talk about these 40-cent targets and beyond. I know it looks like a lot, but just let me look at it, and then I'll tell you guys what I'm seeing, okay? Okay, so no, we probably don't get up there, though there is some significance up there. That's nice. I like this. I like this right here. Okay, cool. Right there. A little bit of significance in this area and some significance here as well. All right, cool. A little bit at the 4114 there. All right, so now we delete this. Oh, look at that. That can be whatever you want it to be. Looking at this here, use your imaginations. It's a middle finger. It is a rocket ship. Yes, it's a rocket ship. You can see the fuselages. Anyways, looking at this here, from like the base of this zone, rough estimate, that's a 29x. So at a minimum expectation, we have a 29x potential, which the average altcoin's expected to do a 20x. Everybody wants to believe their altcoin's going to outperform the average altcoin. I'm here to tell you this will. 8x more, 9x more. It's not crazy impressive, but that's still good, right? 20x versus 29x, that's pretty nice. And that's your minimum. That's your minimum zones of relevance. The big area of relevance here came in at about a 50x, 57, sorry, like a 57x to a 69x. That's at about your 23 to 30 cent area. And then your maximum kind of areas of significance were something on the lines of an 86x to a 106x, which is at about 34 cents to 45 cents, something in that area. I do believe ZBCN is a 100x capable coin. I think it could even see higher prices than that. But whenever we take into account the 5-legged rule, right? One leg here. The next leg will probably be a little bit longer, right? So let's just put a line right there. Let's just put it a little bit above. Let's say we go to 4.5 cents right there. And then you consolidate again. The next leg might be starting a little bit lower. It's very possible that we stop somewhere below 40 cents, right? It's very, well, the fifth leg might be bigger. I don't know. With that, actually, I think we're making a lot of sense to stop at 40 cents. Actually, right there at that 100x area from here. ZBCN having a $386 million market cap, a 10x is 38, or sorry, 100x is $38 billion. Let's just call it $40 billion, okay? That's a 10x. You could see, or sorry, 100x, I'm sorry. You could see a 200x, and that would be an $80 billion market cap, but that's really pushing the limits. I would think most likely you do see something around a 100x from here, which would then, again, put you at about 42 cents or higher. Maybe something around 60 cents, maybe at the most. I suppose technically the most would be about 80 cents, but I think just staying grounded in reality, 80 cents might be a next cycle thing or something like that, but 60 cents to 40 cents I think is a very doable area. At a bare minimum, at a bare bones minimum, we're looking at something that's around 12 cents or more. And that's pretty exciting, being here at not even half a cent right now. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Shout out to the Zebecians one more time. Bye-bye.